Look at how full this Mercedes-Benz lot is. They have so many new cars they don't know what to do with except start discounting. But the discounts might not be enough. I mean, hundreds and hundreds of cars. I'm going to show you 2024s, 2026s, all on the lot at the same time. Brand new, $92,000, 2025 CLS 450. That's a lot of money, but at least it's not an F-150. We've seen those prices. Literally, we'll go over to Ford, and it costs just as much as Mercedes. It's the same kind of prices no matter where you go nowadays. The market is crazy. Let's see here, 95,000. Yeah, not cheap, man, not cheap at all, man. 90 grand, 90 grand, 100 grand. And I'm gonna show you these 2024s. Some of you have already seen them, but they have been sitting on the lot, and some of these are 2026s at the same time, which is crazy. 400 or 500 days sitting on the lot, not sold. That's a long time for a new vehicle to not sell. Let's see here, 54,000. Here's a 2026 GLC 300 4MATIC. Let's see here, do they get any cheaper? Surprisingly, we might be able to find one. Here we go, 46,000, 46 grand, 2026 GLA 250. Probably the cheapest Mercedes-Benz on the lot, but the crazy part about it is, what does a Jeep Compass cost? $32,000 MSRP. So Mercedes is getting, I mean, they're pretty close to a Jeep Compass right now, and that's a base model. So the whole market just doesn't make sense, but also quality has gone down. A lot of people have said, basically, if the vehicle's not made in Germany, it's not the same. You know, it is not the same, no question about it. And this is with any manufacturer. You want the vehicle to kind of be made where it's from. It tends to be better. 48,000, another GLA 250. But when they're made outside of Germany, the quality goes down dramatically. And then the other thing, like, I lived in Germany for over 10 years of my life, and yes, there are taxis that are Mercedes-Benz in Germany. You will get picked up in a Mercedes, but Mercedes has their commercial fleet section everywhere across the world. So they're not necessarily the most luxury things in the world, but they might have leather. But still, it is a thing in America where people do think, you know, luxury, we want different brands like Honda Acura. Acura doesn't exist outside of America, you know what I mean? So it's only an American thing, but Mercedes is still luxury no matter where you go, but still not on the base model stuff. You know, it's just really crappy quality. 2026, over $50,000. These little cheaper SUVs, the quality can be extremely low with a Mercedes-Benz. There's no question about it. But you're not buying a Mercedes-Benz to keep it long-term, because I can tell you reliability, too, on all these things are pretty dang bad. 69,000, 2026 E350. And some Mercedes-Benz fanboy, probably living in Germany, will say these are super reliable, this and that. They're not, and parts are super expensive too when something does go wrong, because we're talking about vehicles and every single vehicle breaks. So when it does break, you don't want to have to spend $1 million on parts, and that's the situation. And why does it break more than others? Because all the additional features, the turbos, the this, the that. Let's see here, 91,000, 2026 GLE 450. So when you add turbos, when you add all this stuff that makes it more complicated, you're going to have more issues. So what do you think is going to happen? More quality issues, more breaking down, more this and that. So it all makes sense. Let's look at here. Now this is the, man, this is the laughing stock. This is it right here. 2024 2500 E-Sprinter, 93,000, still sitting here not sold. This just goes to show you, it's still sitting here for over 500 days and it hasn't sold. But it's an all-electric van. Who wants that for their company? This is a work van. Let's see, does it have a range? I don't see one on here. 2024 though, 90, can you guys see that? $93,000, and it's a 2024. Right behind it's a 2026. So is that a good situation for these dealers to be in? It is not, but people don't want to spend this kind of money on a work van. You know, $71,000, another 2024, 3,500, still sitting on the lot right behind a 2026. Not a good situation for this dealer to be in, but all they're doing, they probably paid that off. A lot of people asked, what happens to new cars that don't get sold? Well, they're sitting here. They're probably going to pay it off. They have a loan on it, they paid it off, so they're just letting these, what is it, or it's probably closer to almost 7, 8 vehicles that they just went ahead and paid off. So almost 800, let's just say under $1 million, $100,000, yep, 2026, literally right behind a 2026. So let's say they paid off this $1 million worth of inventory and they're just letting it sit here. They will eventually sell in their eyes. Eventually, if not, they'll just have to send it to auction and they could sell it tomorrow for pennies on the dollar. But still, man, so overpriced for what it is, especially for work vans when there's a lot of competition. Let's see here, $81,000. Can you guys see that? And a 2026 CLE 300. Not cheap at all, but people do love this brand, especially like these wagons. I mean, this is where they have definitely a following for these things, and people are willing to pay whatever price because, yeah, $91,000. That's a lot of money, man. 2025 E450. Let me know what you guys think. At Mercedes-Benz, a completely full lot with 2024s. Right behind it are 2026s. I've never seen that before till now. It's become so common where you have multiple-year-old vehicles sitting on the lot. Let me know what you guys think. Have a great day and stay blessed.